Hello, and welcome to the Crystal Lightworkers podcast to aid spirituality and well-being using crystals. My name is Jackie Winters, founder of the British Academy of Crystal Healing, and today I'd like to talk to you about pain management. Hello everyone, hope you're really well, and thank you for joining me again today whilst we talk to you about pain management and how crystals can help you. So let's start right at the beginning. What is pain? Pain is an excess of energy that gets trapped within the body, and it happens when the mind and the body are not in sync with each other, not aligned to each other. And it's the body's way of shouting to you to get your attention. And one of the ways that pain manifests in the body is when we have been emotionally hurt and have not managed to digest that emotional hurt. We're still hanging on to it, and the energy of it is lingering within the body until the pain actually occurs from the excess of the energy within the body, where we're holding that emotional hurt within the body. This is when the body is then saying, hey, you need to look at me. You need to dive deeper into the feeling, the thought pattern, and the tension that is causing you pain in this area of the body. And the area that the pain is in the body will give you an indication as to where to begin placing your attention. It's almost like the body is saying, look here. This is where you are holding emotion, an incorrect thought pattern, a memory. Energetically and physically, you are holding tension. So how do we deal with this? We sit within the feeling of the pain, and this can sometimes be really difficult for us because pain is uncomfortable. So I often say it's really just a case of sitting as comfortably as you can within the uncomfortable sensation the body is producing. And for some of us, we may only be able to do it a short length of time before we need painkillers. And painkillers actually block our senses. It sort of says to the body, no, I don't want to listen to that right at this moment. And for some of us, that painkillers are really necessary because when pain becomes too much for us, we need that to subdue that energy whilst we learn what is creating the pain within us and deal with it. And crystals here become your best friend because crystals really, really can help you dive into that energy of being comfortable in the uncomfortable and just listen to what the body is saying, to what feelings emerge while you're sitting in that energy of pain. And the best way to do it is set your intention before meditating into the pain and ask, you want to know what has created the pain, because it may be that, as a child, you were made to stand in a corner at school and humiliated, and you didn't really digest very well the experience, and you held that emotion within you, and maybe you forgot about it. You may be a fully grown adult now and have forgotten all about the experience that created the emotion that is causing the pain. So trying to do this with a neutral mind and not looking for something, in other words, not going in saying, oh, I think it's this or I think it's that the mind knows better. It's really important that you aim to neutralize your mind so your mind is silent and you can really allow anything within your body to come into your conscious awareness. Obsidian really is an amazing crystal. Firstly, what obsidian will do is it will absorb the excess energy to reduce the pain immediately. And that helps you then dive into the pain, into the experience of what has created the emotion or the thought pattern or the memory that you are holding in your body, and bring it to the surface and deal with it. Find out, how can I release this? And use crystals from then to help you release or forgive, or just change your focus, change your opinion, change your attitude, whatever is needed to release whatever is creating the pain. So like I said previously, each area of the body has a significant link to an attitude, a memory, or a line of thinking. And a good book to offer suggestions on what that may be possibly is Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. That is an amazing book. It has a directory of mind, body and emotional connections. However, please remember that these are only suggestions and that every individual is unique. So Louise's experience and opinion may not be fitting and helping you access what has created your pain. Another good place to look is on the internet. Just type in spiritual links to, and then whatever it is that has drawn your awareness and attention. So here's a few suggestions to get you going. If you have pain in your legs, your body might possibly be saying, slow down. Take the weight off your legs. You're going too fast in life. Or it may be saying that life is too heavy for you and you can't go any further. It may be saying that you can't stand up for yourself. Pain in the lower back. Now, excuse my French here, but usually the lower back is saying, what is a pain in my ass? Because these old sayings were things that our ancestors knew that, we had to link it to our life and recognize what is creating that pain in that area of our body. And in the lower back, it is often linked to support financially, how well you feel supported financially and how hard you are working and maybe what is breaking your back to produce financial flow of money. Pain in the upper back is carrying too much responsibility. Often we say, I want to get somebody or something off my back because it's too much responsibility that you are allowing to be put on yourself. It is okay to say to these people or life, I can't do that. I'm sorry, but some of us carry the responsibility too far and it affects our shoulders. Pain in the lower abdomen is where our inner child has been hurt emotionally, and pain in the neck, what is causing you a pain in the neck. So when you are aiming to heal on any level, it is important that you listen to the body because the body really has the answers to you. It's a very intelligent, wonderful vessel for our souls. And if we listen carefully, it really will talk to us. But when pain is present, the body is shouting at us and saying, look, you really do have to listen here. I'm trying to get your attention. I had a client that had cancer of the face, and the pain that she was in was excruciating for her. She had been to a hospital in Manchester and they measured the pain on a machine, and in their opinion, she wasn't able to have the really high dosage of painkiller that she was asking for. So she lived in constant excruciating pain until her daughter treated her to come and have a session with me. And what I did was I massaged her face with black obsidian. First of all, black obsidian will absorb excess energy and reduce the volume of pain. And when you do so with the intention of rotating the crystal in a manner that it becomes like a vacuum, vacuuming out any low vibrations that are creating harm, then the pain is reduced. So she had about 4 or 5 sessions with me, and then I received an amazing letter from her daughter saying that my mother removed herself from society and not being able to face things in her life because of the cancer and because of things that had happened to her when she was younger. And since having the crystal healing, the pain had been reduced, and she held her very first dinner party for family after having the crystal healing, and she started to be able to face the world again. So not only had the crystal reduced her pain, it had helped her go within and find the center of the pain and find out what was causing the emotional hurt or the memory or the thought pattern that was producing the pain within her body. And eventually she managed to get herself off painkillers. Now, this is a step-by-step process, and it's something that you need to know how to work with crystals to do this, but crystals are amazing. So one of the best crystals for working with pain management, in my opinion, is obsidian. Amethyst is also a great pain reducer, and I know a 70-year-old lady who had an operation without any painkillers to have a new hip and used amethyst only to manage her pain. Another crystal that is good for pain is amber. But in my opinion, those are probably the best three that I've come across. Now, there may be more, but for me, those are the best three crystals that I tend to rely on to ensure that pain is reduced. So today, I'm going to speak to Sheila, who had pain, and she found that the crystals helped her tremendously deal with the pain. Enough from me. I'm going to now pass us over to Sheila. Hello, Sheila. Welcome to the podcast. Lovely to join us today. We're speaking about pain management, and I know that you have a little story you want to share with us about how crystals have helped you. So welcome.
Thanks, Jackie. Yes, as you know, I joined your diploma course, and my reasons for joining were because I wanted something nice to focus on, something that was more than a couple of days ahead, because at that point I couldn't focus more than a couple of days ahead. I had been diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and I'd had an operation to remove that and other things as well. So I was feeling pretty raw, and I wanted something nice. And I'd been doing work with energy for over 20 years now. And so a friend had mentioned about you, and she'd done your course, and it just popped up, and it's one of those little universal synchronicities. And so I followed through, and at the time I was interested and drawn into the shamanic work that you were doing, but what I actually ended up doing was joining your diploma course, which wasn't what I intended at all, but hey ho, there's the universe for you. And it was very soon on that diploma course, it was probably about the second week, that we were working with your JSJ energy locks. And I put an obsidian crystal on one of the energy locks. Now, I'd been having a lot of pain in my back because of my operation and everything else. And they'd sent me for all these scans at the hospital, and everything had come back clear, and they were about to send me for physiotherapy. But in the meantime, joined your course, and I put the black obsidian on the pain point, and it disappeared. So a few things happened there. It never came back, and I didn't need physio, obviously, but also it gave me a little wake-up call. It made me pay attention, because there I was skipping along in life, just thinking that I was on this course just to give me something else to focus on, and that's what it did do. But the crystals had another reason for me being there, and that was their little wake-up call, and I paid attention. So, and my life's very different now to what it was then.
Love listening to your story, because I know you, and the time that you spent with me was an absolute privilege watching you grow. But what I do like is the fact that the crystals drew you in. And that I know that the follow-on of the story of, the healing that happened with the crystals has led you to teach crystal healing. And I know that you're doing an incredible job with that, which you probably wouldn't have considered when you first came on the course. So this is absolutely wonderful. So obsidian is one crystal that can work with pain, and I know smoky quartz is another crystal, and amber is very good, but obsidian was the one that came to you. Do you still use obsidian or amethyst or any of those crystals for pain relief?
Interestingly, I don't really have a lot of pain anymore. That's gone. I think, as you know, crystal healing is about unraveling the onion. And there was obviously a blockage there. And when you look at, when you have an operation, it's not a wonderful time. So there was stuff going with that. But there was also stuff that gave me the cancer in the first place that needed to shift. And, it was at the bottom of my back. So it was the base chakra. So it was all about, how I felt on the earth plane and things like that. So, and I think, people often ask me, what's my favorite crystal and what do I use? And it depends on the day, and it depends what's happening, because I love them all and they all have the place. And I've found as well that as I've gone along using crystals more as well, that I have a time where I use a particular crystal and then the issue goes, and then something else crops up, as it does, and we use a crystal for that. So if you're happy to trot along behind the Crystal Kingdom, they can show you and open lots of wonderful doors for you. But my pain situation, really, it was like it exploded away like a volcano. And, that's the wonderful magic of it. It took away all that negativity from both my body and my energy field that I didn't know was there because I hadn't paid attention, but it knew it was there, and the two of them walked off hand in hand into the sunset. And so I use lots of different crystals now, but I don't really need to use the ones for pain. So it's very interesting.
What a fantastic story and what an amazing result in the end. So, yeah, thank you so much for sharing this story with us. And hopefully it'll help other people recognize that crystals can help. One of the things that I want to pick up on here is when you said about we know that pain is like an onion. And you're absolutely right. What we do in the pain body is actually what's been trapped in the body, an emotion or a thought pattern that is not productive and that's causing you emotional, mental, and physical pain. So I love the fact that you identified that, and that removing of the layers of the onion helped you to find the peace and the harmony and the health that you have today. Thank you so, so much. It is amazing. And I know you're running courses in Carlisle. So any of you listeners that are up in Carlisle, please go on Sheila's course, because I think you'll love her vibration and her knowledge is exceptional. So thank you. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you, Jackie.
Sheila's story is just one of many that I could share with you. Over the 20 years that I've been running the academy, I have seen lots of students witness lots of case studies, and crystals have never ceased to amaze me on how they have impacted on people's physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It's a natural form of healing, a form of healing that is less invasive than conventional medicine. It brings up a kindness in you. It reconnects you to your heart, and it gives you a deeper level of understanding of what is actually happening in your own energy field. So you can take control. You can begin to realize that the way you think really does impact on your emotional well-being. And when we hurt each other through our actions, our words, or even just by ignoring people, when we hurt people, we're hurting ourselves as well, because that feeling is inside you. So if you're carrying any worry, any fear, any anger, any sadness, or even if you're pretending that everything is okay and it's not, then you are carrying dis-ease within your body. And crystals will help you to recognize this. They will help you to know yourself better and to help you heal. So I hope that some of you are already working with crystals, and some of the techniques that we offer in the academy are unique because they have been channeled, and we use energy locks. We use techniques that maybe other colleges do not use. We have gone to being online now so that we can invite students across the seas to join us and show how the quantum field works as well. So when you're working with crystals, it's really important to know that you don't actually have to share the same space and time with others. It really is quite phenomenal what can be done. And when we start to understand energy, how it works, and how we can use the crystals to manipulate that energy frequency into a finer, gentler, more conducive energy that will bring life-giving energies of joy, happiness, and harmony and peace and wisdom that will help us maintain that wonderful vibration within our physical form. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to our story today, and it's inspired you to maybe use crystals in your own journey to help heal any pain physically, emotionally, or mentally that you are going through. And maybe I'd like to think in the future, one day, that the physical body will be carrying just pure love, peace and harmony, and we will all be eternal beings that I think our body is capable of being. Because every cell in your body replaces itself with a new cell every 3 months. So because your body can heal itself and produce new cells if the correct conditions are given to the body, there is no reason why we can't live a lot longer in our physical forms. Okay, just food for thought there. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again for tuning in and listening to me. It's always a privilege to talk to you. And if you would like to contact me about your own individual case, please email me on jackie.winters@yahoo.co.uk or visit our website www.britishacademyofcrystalhealing.com and maybe join us on one of our online courses. Or if you're in the Carlisle area and you want to join Sheila, or down in Brighton and you want to join some of our teachers down there, we're expanding all the time. We would absolutely love to see you. Okay, guys, take care, have a good day, and ride those high vibrations.
Jackie Winters is the founder of the British Academy of Crystal Healing. And if you would like more free advice on crystal healing or to join us on one of our 5-star rated courses, we would love to see you. Please visit www.britishacademyofcrystalhealing.com or visit us on Facebook or Instagram. You can also email us on jackie.winters@yahoo.co.uk and purchase a one-to-one personal session. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.